And we are live.
What it do? What it do? What it do? Y'all already know what time it is. This is your boy Sixxcess. What's up, Jezabel?
What's up, Sixxcess? How y'all
I,
doing
I,
out
I'm not
there
gonna
this
hold.
week?
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. Like the weekend was okay, just okay, if I had to say. You know that Revolt Summit was down here.
Yeah.
So I got invited to it and I didn't go.
Okay.
Right now, of course, I don't want to speculate on why I didn't go, but I just
I,
wasn't feeling summity.
okay.
Right now, I got notice that I was able to go. Thank you for me being on the press. I was able to go, my press credentials, and the first it was like I had to be tested, you know what I'm saying, and vaccinated and stuff like that. So I was very cool with that. I wasn't opposed to that at all. But it was like I found out about it. I thought it was on the weekend, but it was actually happening on like Thursday. Which when I found out about it, I just wasn't then. I didn't want to switch up my mood. You know what I'm saying? My mood just couldn't switch up. So I didn't go. But I did, however, watch a lot of the clips online
Mhm.
on, of course, Handy Dandy Instagram. So it was like I was there. It was
Okay.
like I was a part of it. Now, had you had any chance to see any of it, any of the clips,
No.
any of the advice has not circulated across your feed? Interesting.
No.
Let me get what
I,
has
I saw something about it happening and I was just like, damn, I missed it again. And that was pretty much it. But I didn't really see like the actual guest speakers and performances and stuff like that.
now. Let me ask you a question. Would that be something that you would be interested in going to a summit?
Yeah, I would love to go and hear what all they have to say and I guess the advice that they give and
Yeah, yeah. And like
stories.
what gets crazy to me is I seen thousands of people cuddling up and busting up to get down there all these 3 days. And I
Mhm.
don't really think anybody left there in any better a position than, let's say, before they went there. I mean, telling stories on the couch are good and all, but I was listening to Chance the Rapper speak, right?
Mhm.
And I really like how he chose to use his platform to pretty much downplay the power that having major backing had on his career. Now, he made it like it was a decision to stay indie after he had already realized what was on the table. He made a gamble and he won off that gamble. Now, I get it. Chance is a hustling man. And I tell everybody out there, we all should be hustlers. In a way, we all should be hustlers, right? In some form or fashion, we should be trying to figure out a way to get it. But the problem is, half of these artists will not tell us to eat true Hollywood. And the light skinned Keisha talked about how she was homeless and slept on her friends' couches, pillar to post, in and out of her car, really trying to make it, really trying to get on. A major sacrifice, right?
Right.
These are what I think me and you would call sacrifices.
Mhm.
A lot of us ain't willing to lose anything, right? A lot of us are not willing to lose anything. So it brings me to when Chance the Rapper is talking about his deal. And really, it was about him not being willing to lose anything. He didn't want to lose ownership. He didn't want to lose creativity. He didn't want to lose power. And he won with that gamble, but he did not express the power that he had by already being in their eyes, already working with their people, and already using their platform, right?
Mhm.
Which to me, I felt like he left a big opportunity on the table to
Okay.
set all the indie game straight, to fix the whole indie game. He could have fixed the whole indie game with one key point in there. His backings, and the money he accumulated due to his backings and his affiliations, he was able to use that to bolster his own career. Now he made it like he just dropped his album. No, he was working on a project, and that project didn't come out until he had the money for it, until he had the backing behind it, until he had the people to push it. Right now, of course, we also depend. We want to stay indie, but if we ain't got no backing, we ain't got no people to push it. We ain't got nobody sitting up that joint like investing in our music or investing in us, and we not investing in ourselves. We are doing ourselves a total disservice if we think that we are about to make it. Now, is it crazy that all of our antics seem to be the only things that get us where we need to get? And is it ironic that the whole algorithm is based on who's doing the most craziest stuff? They get the most craziest views, they make the most money, or they get the most opportunities to do whatever because it's all about controlling the algorithm because that's how money is brought in.
Right.
Which brings me to an interesting, an interesting topic, right? I mean, have we gotten so far out of tune that we have to lose touch of complete reality now in order to really accomplish what we really want to accomplish? And what I mean by that is, have we gotten to a point where we have to abandon the reality around us in order for us to make it or be successful? I mean, I don't know what your reality is, whoever's listening, whoever's watching. I don't know what your reality is, but take your reality and let's just say for some time you can make it not a reality at all. You could just it not be there. Imagine it's not there. You can move accordingly and do things that you want to do. Would that change everything? Would that change the mental? I think it's no coincidence that all these artists that are making it nowadays are talking about their mental health and their mental capacity. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's trying to be indie now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, in order to be indie, you have to think like the big machines. You can't think like one person. You got to think like 100 people, right? So when you think of like 100 people, kind of like losing reality or creating false narratives. Are you seeing all this stuff with the baby and his baby mother?
Yeah, but before we get into that, let's stick on this indie topic because
Oh
you
no, where you go?
so who me? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, before you move on to the baby and Danny Lee Lay situation, let's stick on this independent topic right here. Have you heard what's going on with Soulja Boy and Young Dolph?
Yes, I have.
Now, Soulja Boy has been going off on Young Dolph, talking about some he's not independent like he claims to be, and that he is signed to, I think it was Empire, or he has
Yep,
a distribution label through Empire. So I
yep,
kind of wanted to touch on this. Um, does that discount him as truly independent?
yes.
Okay.
And I've been saying that for years, and I'm so glad that Breakfast Club gave Soldier Boy that platform to say what he needed to say and get that off his chest, right? Because I believe that if anybody want to go back to a video that we did last year when we was talking about truly independent artists, and I was saying a lot of y'all are being deceived by these artists that are signed, and they have backings behind them. And once you have a backing, and that's what I'm saying about Chance, he didn't really go into that. He didn't speak on that, and he should have. He had a moment to fix it. Like you have a backing. Like a real indie artist has to think like 100 people. There's no machine behind it, right? Even if even if you have a a distribution deal that requires them to do no marketing, right? And requires them to do nothing for your label, no money, no nothing. They probably just get a percentage off of it, and it's probably like 90-10. You get 90, they get 10% just for you using their logo. Well, an artist like Young Dolph, that logo alone, he acknowledges that it means more than just that label's logo itself. You see what I'm saying? I mean, like, this is not something that these artists can keep on playing with, because these newer artists that are coming up are going crazy, running their heads around trying to figure out how, and they end up having to do all antics and all everything besides what the label is going to allow them to do to push them.
So you're basically saying that Young Dolph was misleading.
He's definitely was misleading. But see, listen, Young Dolph is in the era of stunting and clout chasing, right? So at the end of the day, he was doing what this era requires us to do. You feel me? Like, I can't sit up here. Like I told y'all, we can't do this junk. We can't do anything regular anymore. I mean, if I go out here and want to buy a new car, in my mind, it has to be new. Not because I want it new or I need a brand new car, but because I know optics say, oh, this dude bought a 2000 Benz. That's a 2000.
22.
You know? So it's like, okay, I get it. Because look, the game bought a Bentley, and 50 Cent was like, but that's an 09. And the whole world was like, ooh. And we still can't afford an 09 Bentley. The normal person, you know, but dang, you know what I'm saying? So we already understand that the world that we in, right? So when Young Dolph did that, he was definitely being misleading. He was trying to put on his label and his team and put them into a position in front of our eyes to say, ooh, they getting money, indie. Because listen, if y'all think these labels want to sign us, they don't want to sign us. Because all of y'all are so smart. All of y'all are so selfish. Right? Nobody wants to work with them. Nobody wants to give up nothing. So they don't want to sign us anymore. So they need artists like Young Dolph to keep artists out that joint coming to them and saying, nah, we don't want them. We don't want the money. Just give us just the 10%. Just the logo. You don't got to put no money behind us. You know what I'm saying?
Or just the distribution deal.
Yeah, just a distribution deal. Because either way, that label wins. They ain't got to give you no money, and you walked out with the Young Dolph deal. Without the Young Dolph partnerships, without the Young Dolph buddy system that he'd already had built from having his name. If y'all think any old artist is walking over the empire and not getting a bag, then you tripping, and you definitely lunching.
What you mean not getting a bag?
Like getting paid to be there. Every artist that goes over there with a name is being paid to be there. And they love it. You know what I'm saying? And they love it. And the thing about it is, every artist is an employee, right? So every artist has a job. Soulja Boy was able to call that out because Soulja Boy has been on the side as an employee, right? We knew when it was a label in front of Soulja Boy's stuff, and he had to move a certain way. Be quiet. You can't say this. You can't do that. Play along. Put them all in your sandbox. But now he say whatever he want to say. He sat up there and called this man out, not because he wanted to embarrass Young Dolph, but like he said, him and Key Glock are friends, right? And they were saying things diminishing what real indie artists do. Now, for one, Soulja Boy is indie now, but he can't count as a true indie artist, right? Because the label has already made Soulja Boy. He's never going anywhere, right? Once the label makes you, you're label made. You are the industry is backing you. Does he really think that he could get on Breakfast Club and spit that banter without it ever being a Crank That Soulja Boy or Kiss Me Through the Phone? Nah. You see what I'm saying? Real indie artists understand that. That's why indie artists are going crazy. That's why, like, a lot of the new artists, when they get their deals, they're going crazy. I don't know who that was singing in the background, but they going crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that's why it be happening like this, because you go around your whole career thinking I'm fully indie, and you sign these deals that half of them really need, right? But that indie mind, these indie artists are putting this extra pressure on themselves. When for real, the only thing that's really making them not really where they want to be is the same stuff that I talk about on the show every week. Not knowing your own business, not knowing your own paperwork, not knowing how to do and deal and who to deal with.
So that brings me to my next question. Who would be an ideal, truly independent artist that actually made it mainstream?
So the thing is, they all were truly independent artists until they made it mainstream.
Yeah,
right?
but I'm saying that remained independent.
No one. Listen. I'm trying to tell y'all something, right? And I'm not saying this to be a hater or nothing on the industry, right? But no one, if we talking about them, they went mainstream. If you follow it back, you find the label that's backing them. I don't care if you tell me, oh, no, we were with Geffen Records. That's truly independent. No, Geffen is with Interscope and Universal. So y'all all in the same family. What are we talking about? Don't talk to me about truly independent. I mean, Rockefeller tried it, and you see what happened, right? As soon as Jay-Z could sell, they all got together and sold. And Jay-Z went with Def Jam. He became the president because he understood, yes, you can make a lot of money independent, but trust and believe me, you have to move like a label. You have to know what a label knows. You have to have sectors like a label has, right? You can't not have an accounting department and a record label has an accounting department. You can't not have an A&R department and a record label has an A&R department. You cannot have a marketing department and a record label has a marketing department. You have to have one of those departments. You can't say, nah, I do marketing, promo, I do distribution, and everything like that. I handle it all. Me. You can't do it. And I mean, honestly, you're gonna do whatever you can to get the bag, right? This is what indie is. Indie is college, right? Indie is college. And all of the kids that go to college and pick up the books, study real hard, and go to all the classes and get all the good grades, which is, accolades or whatever you gather. Those are the ones we call doctor. Those are the ones we call lawyer, right? Those are the ones, and all the ones that want to go and party it away, drink and hang, flunk out, not pick up a book. Those are all the ones that be looking for jobs later. Those are all of the ones that when you see them, like, Dan, is that you? Oh my God, what happened to you, Dan? You used to be, we were freshmen together, that guy, me and that guy, Dan. You see what I'm saying? What? This indie is nothing but college. And if you never want to graduate, all you people is like, I don't want a deal. I don't want to get a deal. You're never going to graduate. You may make a lot of money. You may make a lot of money, but you have to get the books. You have to learn the game. And at the end of the day, is now we talk about where you're going to go and what do you want to do. You see what I'm saying? Because if you make $1 million, that's nothing to turn somebody's nose up if you make $1 million by yourself a year, $3 million by yourself a year. Because as an indie artist, you can truly do that, right? But let's just be real. Your counterparts are making 10, 20, $30 million a year, and they're working the same amount of time that you're working on the same amount of shows that you're working. So some point in your mind, you got to ask yourself, am I getting what I'm really worth, or am I just getting what I can get? There's nothing wrong with being independent. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like the narrative that the artists are putting out there, like independent is what they're really doing. And I commend Soulja Boy. I applaud Soulja Boy for stepping up to the machine, you know, and saying what was needed to be said. Because honestly, I've been saying it for almost 2 years now. Y'all, they're not truly independent. Y'all, they're not truly independent. Y'all, there's no one out there moving independent. And y'all been telling me, no, him, and no, him,
Young
him.
Dolph is independent.
Yeah, like listen, like if independent by meaning he can do whatever he want to do, drop what he wants to drop, say what he wants to say on his music, get his percentages high, then yes, he's independent. If that's what our viewers would like for me to tell them independent is. But what I have to do is be fair, because this show is called Boss Biz Radio, and that's how you move like a boss. You have to understand, you can't rent out a store, right? You can't work in a store as a GM and every day know he's not there and tell all your buddies you own the store, right? You can't do it. You can't.
I know somebody that does that.
Yeah, and the problem is he's not a store owner. When supplies is running low, he got to make sure that the boss is okay to buy them. If the boss is not running, because as soon as the business start running down, that's when the real true Hollywood start coming out, right? Everybody's independent and everybody's moving so good until the store start running down, until the customers start coming in. Y'all don't never have nothing. And this is tacky. And now this old man Jenkins store, I just work here. And then you want to start passing Mr. Jenkins back his store. You see what I'm saying? But nah. You running around like an owner, then you have to move as such. Where's your vendors, bruh? How you moving this thing, bruh? You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, this game is hilarious how it's been created now, right? Because in the 70s, like this narrative that all artists sound the same is one that I find the most hilarious, right? Because this narrative is only based on the fact now that we have more indie artists than ever. But all of these indie artists are no different than a shirt maker, all the new shirt and clothing companies that are being created right now.
Why you keep coming for them?
Okay, let me do another thing. All these Instagram food companies that also crab fries and a lobster plate. You know, like we're all no different than that, right? Because that's what this era has created, nothing but independent people who really jump into it because of not passion, but the vision that they see. I mean, like, we don't have any, like I said, we don't have any real leaders anymore, y'all. And I'm talking about the last 5 years and there ain't no leaders. There are none. Everyone is a follower. You know, like, I don't care. We can talk about this another day, but everyone is a follower. So this whole narrative right now, when we think about artists setting up, artists moving, and things like that, artists sounding the same. It's not because artists didn't sound the same in the 70s, in the 80s. It's just that if you didn't bust your tail in the 70s, if you didn't bust your tail in the 80s and the 90s to get into the record label, to get into the radio station, right? To get played at the party, no one ever heard you. You didn't have an opportunity. Now, if all you got to do is click on a person's DM, listen to this. Could you imagine if everybody could do that in the 70s? How many little Michael Jacksons we'd have heard? How many little kids singing out their nostrils would have been around there? It would have been a lot. Because guess what? Michael Jackson wasn't original. Right? Michael Jackson was the Black Donny Osmond. His parents said it. his parents made it to where he was able to compete with Donny Osmond. So they made him the Black Donny Osmond. Now, of course, there was probably a Black Donny Osmond that Donny Osmond imitated, but we don't know who that little person was, right? Because surely, I'm not saying that a white artist couldn't have made a style, but history says otherwise, right? I don't want to debate with y'all on history, but y'all can pick up y'all books. Y'all know who the music makers in the back was, passing that shit up to their bros or to their friends or to their masters, whoever it was. That's why the word is called masters. I mean, why do you think it's called your masters that they own? They want to own your masters because that's what you used to have to give up to give them up to so that they can record it and make it good. And not by make it good, I mean make it white. And by make it white, I mean put their face on it so it can sell. Right? So the game hasn't changed any. It's just now you don't have to hand your CD to you don't have to run up the street to the radio station to hand your CD to them. You don't have to stand outside the mall and hope you see the next person. It's right there in the DM. So now all of y'all get to hear whatever the new current inspired sound is. Because if y'all don't think when Sugar Hill Gang was hippity hopping and hip hopping, that there was some other little gang called Molly Crew Gang or Dancing with Wolves Gang or some shit like that, because you know they all had to have that gang on it. There was a Fab Five and all that. Y'all don't think they all was working on that flow to get in the thing? Because, hey, we all know how Salt and Pepper got on, right? They seem to have imitated men, which brings me to an interesting topic, though. Did you see Cardi B was called the Queen of Hip Hop by Halle Berry?
Yeah, I did see that. And it depends. I think if we're gonna say there's queens in hip hop, I would allow her to have that, to be one of the queens.
Why don't people understand that things are for a time and nothing lasts forever? I got blasted for saying Travis Scott was the new king of music. He may be bigger than Michael Jackson was at this point.
He's the new king of what?
He's the king of music.
King of music?
Let's say king of rock, king of pop. I don't care. He's the king. He's on top of the music game right now. Well, prior to the Astroworld incident. But even this has made his sales go up. But he's the top artist in the world right now. He's bigger than Michael Jackson was.
Travis Scott.
Travis. And there was a lot of people that really hated this argument. Now, I like to use this platform to spew my knowledge because I can, right? But a lot of people don't know that Michael Jackson had two albums that flopped in between those two masterpieces. And a lot of people say they didn't flop, dummy. They didn't flop. Well, the man went first, third, fifth, 92nd, 100, 1. I would say the 92 and 100 was pretty much a flop. You know, like, I mean, I'm not sitting up that jump saying that the man made bad was a horrible artist and things like that. But in the United States of America, do y'all understand how powerful it is? The report said 200,000 plus people were trying to see Travis Scott perform on those streets at Astroworld. There was 200,000 plus people. Those are the reports. Do you know I had to actually Google this research that no artists in the United States have ever been able to do that, and not at a festival setting, right? Without it being a festival setting, and with that being, what I mean by that, meaning all artists, it's not their show, it's a festival bringing out a bunch of headliners, right? Like this was his event with all his featured artists that he's featured with in his career, right? This was his event. And Houston showed out. People not from Houston showed out. A lot of people went out there because Michael Jackson had to go on a world tour He had to do, I believe it was 10 shows, and he was accumulating almost 300,000 people in those shows. The numbers was 285 to 300,000 people in those shows. Now, that was a world tour at a time when he was the height of his career, at a time when this guy had already done his sixth, almost seventh album, working on his ninth album, right?
Mhm.
So I don't expect nothing more than that to happen for Michael Jackson. But let's just ask ourselves, when's the last time we seen that happen in the United States? Or when's the last time we seen that type of mayhem happen, period? Right? And this is it. This is the last time we seen that happen. Astro World. And we've never seen that type of mayhem on American turf. Right? This is a new world that we're in. Like, if y'all don't understand, if y'all don't understand that if there was a million people in the world in 1985, 1986, right?
Mhm.
And there's 17 million people now. I don't care if Michael Jackson had 50% of the world on lock, right? And that gave him 500,000 strong fans. Listen, I agree. If Michael Jackson had an Instagram today, all of y'all and their mama would go and join Michael Jackson's Instagram. But trust me, Michael Jackson's life wouldn't be that interesting. Y'all was not that interested in Michael Jackson when he passed away. Y'all was not dying to go see that This Is It tour. He had to put it on DVD. And y'all didn't make that jump. That jump didn't get more than Fortnite did. That more than that Travis Scott performance on Fortnite. 12 million people sat down and watched that man perform in a video game. In a video game.
What?
Yeah, that's what I said when I heard about it. Because I, for one, was one of those 12 million people that watched it. And it was one of the most epic things that I had ever seen. So when I make these comments, like a lot of people say, oh, he's trolling. Well, maybe I am trolling a little bit because I know you don't want to hear it. It's like, Rob, before you get past the bridge, tell me this test. But am I saying something real and something authentic and something genuine? Yeah. You bet your candy tail I am. Now, I'm not sitting up there just sitting up. Listen, y'all can sit up here and say whatever y'all want, but it is what it is. The last time we checked, everybody like to run and do stats and shit and whatnot like that. And me personally, I'm not big on stats, right? I'm big on y'all know what we can see at face value. I mean, half of y'all didn't want your kids around Michael Jackson after his debacle. I don't want to say it like that, but half of y'all did not want your kids around Michael Jackson after his debacle. And Travis Scott, all the kids love him. All the kids love him. And for all the people, I gotta say this because all the people that's been saying they don't understand why a 9-year-old was at a Travis Scott concert / festival, like y'all gotta understand something. You're definitely ignorant, right? If you don't know who Travis Scott is, then just say that. If you want to draw attention to a rock star show when he's doing his rock star concerts as opposed to his festivals, and you don't want to draw attention to the fact that he's been doing this for years, this man had a McDonald's meal named after him. Do y'all think McDonald's is gonna they normally pick Disney characters, cartoons that's about to be coming out by Pixar, and Cactus Jack was the first one they tried this. Right? Opened up the door now for, I guess, Sweetie, and now people like Megan Thee Stallion have her own little hottie sauce.
That hottie sauce is bomb too.
Well, newsflash, it's hot sauce. It's hot sauce dipped in a little bit of sweet and sour.
It's just sweet sauce.
I wonder, was it crystals? I want to know if it's crystals or Texas Pete. That's all I want to know. If they dip some Texas Pete in that sour, sweet and sour sauce, I'm not gonna be happy about that. But if it's crystals, I love me some crystals. And I'm gonna go.
After that Popeye scare in DC, I mean, it's kind of hard to like just get that that out there.
listen. I'm gonna tell you two things for sure, three things for certain, right? I'm gonna tell you three that. One thing for sure. Listen, ain't no way in hell I can fault y'all for not eating no DC Popeyes because man, DC got some rats and that was crazy. But that man lost his job for that, and I don't know how he could think that that was smart and or cool. And
He had to save the people, and my only thing is why would he show his face? Like
now,
he could have did it without showing his face. He didn't have to put his face all in the camera. Like, oh y'all,
now,
well, that Popeye's chicken knows you.
like honestly, like that was a man ready. That was a man that was ready to quit because, like, I get your job is trifling when you walk in there, but in his position, he was able to just close the door and keep it moving, and that's all he had to do was deliver the food, you know. But hey, that was a man that was ready to go. But it's definitely probably Texas Pete because Megan don't know nothing about no crystals. I know she don't know nothing about no crystals, man. But look at the door. But look at the door that all of that stuff opened up. You see what I'm saying? Now, this guy, it's not just so many artists that can do that. You know what I'm saying? It's not so many artists that transcend to kids like that. It's not so many artists that can bring kids in like that. Michael Jackson was the last person to really bring in kids, old people, and middle-aged people. You know what I'm saying? Like all ages. You had little kids in front of their grandparents singing the songs, trying to do the dances, everything, right? They were comfortable enough to share their music. Look, mommy, listen to this Michael Jackson song. Oh, I know that song already. What you know about that song? That's my song. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was. So think about that little 9-year-old boy that went to his dad and said, Dad, my favorite artist is Travis Scott. And his father looked at him and said, my favorite artist is Travis Scott. Let's go together. I mean, y'all not gonna tell me that there's another artist and that's doing that. And I'm not talking about these singers because y'all know these singers like Taylor Swift. We cannot put a white artist up against our black superstars, y'all. That's not fair, right? Because every time you mention Michael Jackson, they want to mention Elvis, and y'all would hate for me to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I be trying to keep it like a whole bean. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like an hour. You know what I'm saying? Us for the people.
So you don't think Cardi B is the queen of hip hop?
Well, see, the thing about it is, I'm totally happy with Cardi B being held the queen of hip hop, right? But I do have to bring mention to something that I said a long time ago. America loves women that are married and have a family and have their shit together. Although you could be ratchet all you want to, but if you ain't got your shit together, America don't really like you. Why do y'all think it was so easy for Cardi to take that so fast from Nicki?
I mean, but that was before she was even married and all of that other stuff.
No, ma'am.
Just fresh off the pole.
Cardi B was just called the queen of hip hop. That was as of this week by Holly Berry.
I thought you were talking about like take her spot.
No, I'm not talking about taking her spot because mind you, the takeover was done when she came out, but straight off the pole, she wasn't linked to Offset, but right after her big record, she was pretty much linked to Offset. And right after that, they were pretty much married and having a baby. So it was like a fast takeoff. But why do we think that is? Why do we think that? I mean, like, it's not a coincidence that Nicki Minaj went and got married, then had a baby, even though she knew the dude was a creep and possibly all
let's
types of.
let's just be fair here. I mean, the industry wasn't really. I mean, I think Cardi B is one of the first rappers that was just openly like pregnant on stage, still performing, doing raunchy music, and still trying to be a mother and a wife. Like you didn't really that like being pregnant and all of that other stuff. I think was frowned upon. So, like a lot of women try to hold out and wait
Well,
till their career die down before they get married and have kids. Whereas Cardi B was like, "Fuck it, I'm ready." You know what I'm saying? Like,
she showed that women can be wives, can be strong, can be independent, can be faithful, and work in this industry. And she showed that they can stand by their man when their man does something wrong in this industry. That is a big challenge every day. And for real, women have to respect that, right? Even if they hate it, they have to support that because it's union. It's everything that they want. It's everything that. Listen, the women that all the rap women who can't get on stage when they're pregnant, well, they're not married. They're sleeping around with the producer that's supposed to be fucking helping them rap, and now they're pregnant by the man. And they think, oh, this is gonna make everybody think I'm only on because I'm pregnant by you. Well, you are. You're on because you were having sex with them. But we saw a woman put herself on, do her grind, meet a guy, marry him, become a family. Why do we think Beyonce and Jay-Z the biggest couple in the game? Period. Because they're a couple. That's why Jay-Z gets to be called the GOAT. Because he shows niggas like, yo, you can be married as a rapper and still get all the money and still make all the moves and be a boss. And if you mess up, your girl will still be there. She got you. And Beyonce showed that shit. Like, I got my own shit. I'm strong enough, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. But it happened, and it can't happen again. Allegedly, that's what they say, right? But we all know how the game works. Couples is what make America move. Why you can't be the president if you ain't married? Nobody trusts single people. You make now. I'm just saying, single people make single people make single decisions. They're usually irrational. They don't know how to sit down and think and talk it out, strategize. Like, it's crazy because I had this one job, and this was like a while ago. I was working at the job, and I already knew they was trying to hire a manager, like a supervisor for the position, and I wasn't really caring nothing about it. And I'm sitting there talking to the owner, who has been treating me like a piece of shit the whole time I was working there, right? I mean, just talking to me like anything. And I'm like, man, I gotta go home because my wife is at home. He's like, oh, you married? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh. Next day, he's calling me and talking about something. You want a general manager position, assistant position and shit? And I'm like, oh, now you know I'm married. I said, nah, I don't think I'm gonna be here that long.
Like, but what do you think that was though? Like, how that's
it's commitment. It's commitment. It's a certain thing. When marriage is already its own commitment in its own thing, and it takes its own certain type of c'est quoi to make it. And nobody, not one person, can tell you the formula, right? No one can say it works like this for me. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's why Will and Jada been married all this time. And we coming to find out the dude ain't hitting it right. She don't like it. The dude been having emotional issues. He got caught having sex in the kitchen. I mean, he's really weird and messed up inside about sex for some reason. And their whole
relationship having sex in the kitchen.
You gotta read Will Smith's memoirs. You have to do that. Read the memoirs because it's getting crazy. He going ham. You know what I'm saying? But he's been insecure his whole marriage. But why you think they never split up and will never split up? Never talk about it. Because they understand that a lot of the bags is based on the fact that they are Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. And not just Jada Pinkett running around in the industry and Will Smith running around in the industry. Right? Because these things are attached to decision making, critical thinking, and ability to handle under pressure, which is all things marriage. Because honestly, when you get into any type of business that you want to be successful in, you have to marry that career, that dream. You have to marry that goal. And when you start working with people, those people become your spouses. And sadly but surely, what a lot of people don't understand, why celebrity couples are so rare, right? Why celebrity couples that really get the bag are so rare is because a lot of couples don't understand that business always comes first. A lot of couples like, oh, well, I come first. It's about me. It's about me. If it ain't about me, then I don't want to be in it because we got to be about us and shit like that. When the reality of it is, all of these things are allotted because of the business that's done. I mean, if you meet somebody when you was a kid, then naturally you're gonna always think, well, we had fun. Before we had goals and before we had dreams and aspirations. What were we? You know, we were fun in movies, lollipops and popcorn. Mom, can I go? Mom, can I hang? Right? But at some point, you start picking. At some point in life, you start picking careers and you start picking what you want to be. And that's a lot of people that really be married sometimes. Their whole goal, when you talk to them about their goals, they sound all defeated. You be like, bro, you still rap? I don't do that music shit no more. Fuck that. I work. I get this money. You know what I'm saying? Because they understand that the business wins, right? And the sad thing about it is half of the men out here that don't have good jobs. And I gotta say this, and I know this is a music show, but half of the men out here that don't have good jobs because of how the new world pecking order is created with women being in so much control. Emotionally, men are weaker nowadays when it comes to dealing with breakups. Back in the day, niggas used to be like, fuck that bitch. If she ain't with the program, I get a bitch that is. Nowadays, niggas want their girls like, nah, listen, and they fuck around, they break down, they stop, they give everything up, they go work at a job that they can quit at any time and find a new one similar to it, right? And let me tell y'all this whole psyche behind this. They do this because they want to be at the beckoning order of their girl's career. Because they already say her business is more important because she controls my emotions. So they say she can go get a job. She can go to school to be a nurse, and I'll go work at Popeyes. I'll go work at Taco Bell. Why would they try to have goals and go to school too in today's world when hey, your girl come home and the hours don't match up, then y'all can't be together. If the finances don't match up, then y'all can't be together. That's the world that people are in. And sad thing is, why do y'all think it's more female artists that's getting signed now? Because they've adopted the man mentality. Fuck that nigga. If he don't get with the program, I'll get a new one. That was our mentality when we was all getting the money and getting the bag. And the businesses knew that. They knew that these men are going to do whatever it takes to get the money. If it says they got to be on tour for years, why do y'all think rock stars make way more money than rappers? Because rappers, when we get the bag and we're black, I'm going to tell y'all like that, we're usually black, but when we get the bag, we say, no, I got to take my girl out. I gotta take her around the world now. I gotta spend time with the family. Rock stars, they tour 24/7 all year round. They never stop touring. Y'all know you can still catch a Red Hot Chili Peppers goddamn show. You can still catch a Queen show. Even when the pandemic happened, they were still touring. You see what I'm saying? But what all of us rappers do, we sat down, we got fat, and we changed the game. Now I know I'm off the Richter right now. I am totally off the scale right now. But this is the real game in which why things are the way they are. It's not because there's just been like a lack of everything. Like we gotta get our stuff together. Everybody. We all got to get our stuff together. I don't want to say that men should be winning and women should be losing. I think that we all should have an attitude that's like get with the program as opposed to a fuck that shit type of attitude. I think that everyone needs to understand that we have to get with the program because it indeed is a program to success. If Beyonce and Jay-Z, you can tell me that you want to follow every pick that Beyonce and every move that Jay-Z made, then you can't tell me that you don't care about power couples handling their business. And you can't tell me that you don't understand how it works. So if you want to move like single people, then you move like single people. But I'm just telling you that the industry, y'all don't think that y'all don't understand why I'm telling y'all Cardi B was able to catapult to that position faster than Nicki Minaj, and Nicki ran and got married. She married the first dude ready, right? She married the first dude ready. And now her whole life messed up. She had a baby and everything because she wanted that crown so bad because she realized what the industry was already telling us long time ago. It respects the couples, the power couples, makes the moves.
I mean, she had so much time, especially when she was with Safari. I mean, I just don't understand why it changed when Cardi B hit the scene.
Let me tell you what's hilarious. Like I just said back in the beginning, right? That situation with Safari was strictly the woman mentality in the beginning of the rap era. If I do this, they're going to think that this is the only reason that I'm popping. So, of course, I don't know if her and Safari was publicly boyfriend and girlfriend, or like was he publicly writing for her. I don't know what was the saga with that, but the way that relationship came out, and the fact that he was doing all the work in the background, it was kind of no way because he wants to be a star himself, right? It was kind of no way. It was already set in stone that he was an employee, and he didn't want to. He never even was able to expose the fact that he was an employee. So if your girl already don't want you, if you with your girl and you writing for her, and she already don't want to tell everybody my dude writing all my stuff, and I'm just killing the bars, and he writing it, then you already know that ain't a power couple. It's already a whole snake in the grass right there.
Oh wow. Okay. Let's talk about global publishing. Did you hear Young Thug got a global publishing deal with Cobalt? Have you
Oh yeah, Cobalt is pretty dope. Cobalt is dope.
So how is that any more beneficial than him already being a what do you call it? Do you say international artist?
Well, yeah. So what's more hilarious about that situation is Cobalt is a distribution company, sort of like in groups. You know what I'm saying? They're major. So that just means that he's now trying to make the shift to completely independent, right? He feels like he can fund his own career. He's learned the business, and now he's ready to fund his own career. So he's shifting his stuff over to Cobalt. Now, when he said global distribution, that's where it kind of threw me off because merely you can submit your package to Cobalt and get a global distribution deal.
No, it's a global publishing.
Yeah, global publishing, that means that they're pretty much handling all of his publishing, that they're going to be taking percentages of his music to handle all of his music. So 9 times out of 10, that just means that he signed with them under the publishing to receive his percentages. It's probably like an 80-15, 85-15 deal or something like that.
How is that supposed to benefit him, or any artist for that matter?
Well, all publishing deals have to make sure that you are not leaving any money on the table, right? Most artists leave money on the table because they don't have publishers or publishing deals, or their publisher is their label, right? Now, when your label is your publisher, to be quite honest, they dictate all of the money because they make all the money by being able to push out the music. As an artist, without being a publisher, unless you are performing, you do not make anything off of your music unless you are performing. However, as a publisher, It is your job to sell that music no matter what. So publishers can sell music all year round. And like I said, most rappers only want to perform 30 days and then they done. Publishers are still working, right? So that's how that works. If artists, so now he's in a position where instead of that money is going to his label, it's going to him under his publisher. Now, how that works is, let's say, for instance, and I don't know his deal, but let's just say, for instance, Young Thug brings in, and I'm going to keep it a cool $1 million as a writer, as an artist. He brings his label in $1 million. Now, in the past, Young Thug may have only got that $1 million that he has earned. However, the label has gotten $1 million because they were owning his publishing. Okay? Because everything is 50-50. Nothing is 100% unless you own 100%. So now he's putting himself in a position to own 100%, to where now that $2 million all goes to him, as opposed to having to split $1 million and $1 million.
Great move.
Definitely a great move. And like I said, Young Thug is definitely one of those young artists who put himself in a position to know the game, learn the game, and understand what it takes. So he definitely can go indie because he's not going to have a hard time putting a budget behind his project, putting a budget behind his artist, and making sure he get all his money back, putting them on tour, having them do the proper stuff that they need to do, hitting them shows to make sure he make his money back. Because a lot of artists sign these deals and don't want to hit no shows to make their money back. They want to sit and bank on album streams and shit. Don't want to do no touring. And I tell all artists, if you want to make money, you need to tour. You need to be touring. You should be performing every single night.
But they don't want to perform without getting paid, and they don't know how to get paid up front, not as far as on the back end, but on the front end. A lot of artists don't want to go nowhere to perform.
No. See, yes,
they're not being booked.
They know how to get paid up front, right? But they're scared to do that work. I mean, I find it preposterous that artists believe that they should be paid to do shows without doing any work for that said show, right? Now, half of y'all get that daggone flyer on your phone and you start promoting that out for whatever little likes that you're gonna get on Instagram. But you haven't hit the streets to secure ticket sales. You haven't hit the streets to secure your fans come out, anybody come out to see you. So your ass gets to be paid to perform. It's preposterous, right? Now, everybody knows how you get paid. You get paid by being the one people wants to see. So at the end of the day, for people to say, I don't know how to get paid up front, well, that's a bunch of crock because you see how people get paid up front. You see the people, if you say, he brought 10 people with him and they paid him $200, he brought 10 people with him. Well, where's your damn 10 people? So you can get your $200. You didn't think that. You thought to hate first. You thought to be upset first. You thought to quit and go work at Popeyes. Well, this is not for you anyway. It wasn't meant for you anyway. Because the real person that is meant for, like I said, this is college. And you don't get out of 101 until you pass 101. You know what I'm saying? You don't go to 102. You don't just get there because. And I'm sorry, hitting that stage at 101 is the first thing. And if you do it right enough, people see you and they say, hey, whenever you perform, let me know. I'm coming out. Wherever you at, let me know. I'm coming out. How much are tickets? I'll pay whatever to see you perform. And if you ain't never heard one person say that to you, then you ain't talking to people at your shows. You ain't even meeting people. If you ain't never heard nobody say that, you ain't meeting people. Or your music might not be for that crowd. I don't want to say it's bad, but you might got to do some genre searching and find your genre. I mean, don't walk into a hip hop spot and you an R&B singer. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do it. I mean, yeah, they gonna all say they like your music. They gonna all say that they love when you sing and they want you on their records, but they're not about to come see you perform, bro. So everybody come see you perform, sis. Like if you are an emo rapper or if you are a gospel artist, don't walk up into the wrong venue, right? Find the venues, find the genre-based spots that fit your thing, and get that word of mouth, because that's 101. These are things that if this is like when you walk into school on your first day, right? And someone says, "Hey, go to a desk, find your name, have a seat at it." That's the first thing the teacher say. Pick a desk with your name at it, sit down, we'll get everything situated. Now, that's when you walk into the show. That's all you gotta do. Just find a spot with your name on it and sit at it. That's common sense. You know what I'm saying? Look for the spot with your name on it, go sit down, get the rest. Now we're talking about supplies, because you don't find out the supplies you need until the first day of school. So they give you that piece of paper to tell you all the supplies you need. So that's when you get that off, when you finally find a place where you at and you sit down. Because now they start talking to you, oh, you're lit. You need people to start coming out to see you. Oh, you lit. What you need is a new producer. Oh, you lit. All you need is an engineer. Oh, you lit. All you need is to fix your look. Right? Now you're at that point where you got all your supplies. Those your supplies right there. They gave them to you, like, ooh, okay. I fix my look. I'm gonna fix my sound. I get that. Now you come back to school, you're ready. You got everything you need. You done fixed your look. You done fixed your sound. You got with the right producer. You got with the right engineer. Now you're on your way to people actually coming to see you. And bam, you ready for 102. Ding, ding, ding. Someone's going to pay you for your shows. Now what you want? Because a lot of people get stuck in 102 because they want to just party and get a bottle. And they want to make sure they get their table and their section. And then they become promoters. So this isn't about what they want. This is about where they want to go, right? And a lot of people are not answering the wheres. They're only answering the what they want. And quite frankly, I don't care what people want anymore. I'm actually over what people want. Just don't care. I want to know where y'all want to go.
Yeah, that's the big question right there.
Because I'm like, listen, if you want to still talk to me about this, and that, and I'm all the way over there with this, that, and third, and we already have lost connection somewhere. And I think that connections now is connections is more important than anything in this world. At this current junction.
Now, you said touring is the fastest way to get paid?
Yes. Yes. Touring will forever and always forever be the number one way to get paid. And I'm telling y'all one thing for certain. You have to understand, you have to put some type of investment up to yourself. And if you're not willing to just do these things, then you already defeating yourself. Yes, I know that touring is going to be crazy for you to be going to LA, DC, Atlanta, New York, blah blah blah. But let me give y'all some real live game. In the early way of touring, they used to be called like 3 city tours, 5 city tours, 10 city tours, and a lot of people look at it like, dang, they just did 10 cities. Well, let me give y'all 10 cities: Forestville, Suitland, Upper Marlboro, Capitol Heights, Southeast, Northeast, Northwest, Arlington, Alexandria, Woodbridge. Did I just name 10 cities?
Hyattsville, Silver Spring,
Coma Park. Did we just name all these cities? All these cities do not have venues. All of these cities don't have a venue that you can go to and you can schedule to go to at your own leisure of your schedule. Do you not have a flyer, man, where you can schedule out to be there out throughout the month, where you can schedule your shows to be, hey, I'll be there next Thursday. I see y'all doing the show. Can I get on that show? I'll be in next Thursday and blah, blah, blah. And now
They
you just,
don't want to do that. They want people to come to them
I'm not saying,
and
I'm not,
offer to pay them to perform. This is what it is. So how am
but you
I,
already know,
as
you
an
already know.
artist, supposed to go on tour if I ain't making no money? Like I don't
Like,
want to just
like what I
run out
said, like what I
on
said, right? Like what I said 10 minutes ago. What they want, what people want, does not matter to me anymore. All wants out the window. You know what I'm saying? Look. If somebody say, I want to be a star, I'm taking it, throwing it out the window. Hey, I want to be the best. I want to be the best rapper alive. I'm taking it, throwing it out the window. I want to sell a million streams. Throwing it out the window. I don't care. Whatever you want to do, I want to be on the radio. Throwing it out the window. I don't care about what anybody want no more. I want to know where they're trying to go. Because if you are trying to really get there, you're only going to drive there. You're going to tap into your GPS and you're going to go the directions it takes to get there. That's because you really want to get there. If you don't want to get there, then you're going to stand at the top and give me, if I say to you, hey, Jezabel, let's hit Miami, and you don't really want to go, Miami in the winter? I don't know. Do I want to get on a flight? I don't think I want to get on a flight right now. I'm definitely not going to drive. You give me every reason in the world. But if you want to go, I say, Jezabel, Miami. All right, when? Let's go. We there. We hop in a GPS. We hop on a plane. We there. I don't know about the people that want to go. I don't know what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? I know we're in motion. Listen, like the wants and stuff like that is what's really holding a lot of artists back, right? Because the thing about it is, they're constantly saying they want to get the paid gigs, they want to have the people come out and see them, but I go to half of these artists, their Instagrams be having like 1 view, 2 likes, and shit like that. I'm like, those 2 people are not gonna come out and see you. I mean, Tom and John, they see you in the hood every day. They're not about to come out and see you. They see you, bruh. They saw you when you ran to them after you left the studio and you asked them to hear it. They heard you when you put the view up so they could see it, the video that they didn't even take the time to go to your page. You had to show them the video from your page, from your phone. They don't care. And you know why they don't care? Because you don't really want to get there. I had a real good friend of mine. He used to say this thing to me all the time. Every time I would say to him, yeah, bro, I'm about to drop this album. I'm about to go on tour. I'm about to do this. He would say to me, don't tell me, bro. Show me, bro. Just show me, bro. Do it, bro. You got to do that thing. You got to do that thing. You know what I'm saying? I always used to stand there with that little smile on my face, my little smile I have, and I'd be like, oh, man, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I never understood what he said until this moment, right? When I was setting the show down, I've really been, this week was really like, okay, today was really a day where I said, all right, today is the day I got to talk about this. Right? This has actually been something heavy, but it's been good that the way that life has been happening and the way things that have been falling into place, it's been good how it happened like this. Because we got artists calling out other artists on the same level. We got artists putting in their music, like J. Cole put in his lyrics, rappers buying fake streams and living only for memes. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he was going ham in one of his songs and I don't have the title of that song in front of me, but he's talking about how artists are buying streams and everything like that. You know, you have artists like you have a lot of artists right now exposing or trying to expose the fact that this game has always been whoever has the most money. And that's why everyone chases it. And in the beginning level, the ones that are willing to risk the most are the ones that grow the fastest. However, they all get bags by the time they get on because they've done too much. They built the case moving too fast, trying to get the fast life that they know what it cost them. Because there is no more A&Rs, there is no more original people, and because the labels know this, they pit us up against each other. And now the only question now is, where do we want to go? I mean, like, if I want to go to Universal, I just drive up to Universal and set up a meeting. If they like me, which they probably will, then you're empty. I want to go to Def Jam, I just ride at the Def Jam and see what they want. If I don't have nothing, then anything makes me something. I found it hilarious with the people that was laughing at Summer Walker's record deal. They were like, she only took $85,000. She's an idiot. I was like, wait a minute, bruh. What? Let me see your W-2 or 1099 or whatever that tax thing to show me how much you made last year. Let me see it before you start turning your nose up and calling bad record deals bad record deals. Because this is what people want to do. I mean, if I want to do it bad enough, then I'm going to do what I got to do to get there. But hey, that's not how, I guess, that's just not how they get set up, because you get artists like a Young Dolph, like a Chance the Rapper, yelling, oh, I'm 100% independent. Oh, I do this all me. Yeah, I don't need nobody. Nah. You do. I mean, I like Chance the Rapper sometimes, but how much music he really be dropping? He don't drop enough music for y'all to be like Chance the Rapper, the number one top 5 rappers. Chance the Rapper, one of my top 5 rappers. You disrespectful ass niggas ain't never changed Chance the Rapper when I asked you to give me your top 10. I ain't never heard not one of y'all say Chance the Rapper. And I'm not trying to be funny, y'all, but yes, that is what this game is about. Everything you do is about that. I don't care if you want to be a doctor. You want to be the best doctor. You want, when people come in that joint for open heart surgery, they're like, Dr. Sixxcess, they need you stat. I'm in that joint like, gloves. That's all they do for me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you think the doctor working down at Community Hope don't want to be the doctor working at Greater Georgia Health, whatever they call the biggest hospital in the world? Don't want the big fancy cars and stuff? You tripping. And if y'all think that teacher that's sitting up there at that elementary school don't look at some prep school, academy school that pays us $60,000 to teach kids this, while she's sitting up there still teaching your kids for $30,000 at the regular elementary school, you don't think she's still Googling over one of them college campus opportunities or one of them preppy academy opportunities? You tripping. Because honestly, sure, we all love Mr. Carter. We all love Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter is that teacher that's going to stay at that school for years. He's a teacher whose suit is really big and his tie is usually 2 times bigger than his suit. And he's been there for years. He know your mama, your mama's mamas, your grandkids, and he's still at that school. That's a Mr. Carter. Everybody loves a Mr. Carter. But Mr. Carter got 60, 70 years old, passed away, and only had 7 people at his funeral. And I'm not trying to deter anybody from life, but if y'all want to live this life sitting up this jank, content with being just average and content with being just confined into the bubble, not wanting to do what you have to do to get successful in life, then by all means, cool. You know, like, I still love y'all. I still support that, because even a non-dream has to be supported. Someone has to do it, and I'd rather it be me. You know, because listen, this is not nothing really. This is not nothing really that we don't see every day now. The blueprint is right there in front of us. It's like it's crazy because even with that the baby and Danny Lee situation, right? That's all still a stunt, something for us to appease to the facts of what they know, you know, to appease to the facts of what they know. They know that if they just get online and talk about their baby, the world gonna hate them because the world loves couples, right? How does the world accept baby mamas and baby fathers? Not with them walking down the street in kumbaya, y'all. It's with controversy. It's with controversy. That's how the world accepts a woman back after being a baby mama, baby father drama. She got to be willing to expose. He got to be willing to go in. As long as they shut their spirit and their dirty little secrets, every time they get finished arguing, they can yell at the end of it. Just go stream my new album, y'all. Just go stream my new album. Y'all already know what it is. Look at us. We all soaked in because we love it. We love it. But honestly, when you ask a lot of people, I ask a lot of my friends, hey, why you don't be posting online? You should be posting, you should go ham online. You should say this, you need to get on this conversation with me online. Oh, I ain't doing that, bruh. That's too much. You won't get a choke. You might they might cancel, they might get you for that one. They might hate you for that one. I'm like, all right. I love you too, guys. But I realized that y'all pay me more for being real and genuine. And I'm talking about attention. Y'all pay me more attention when I'm being real, honest, and genuine. Because I used to be afraid to say a lot of things. I used to be like, nah, I ain't gonna say that. My wife might kirk if I do that. Nah, I ain't gonna say that. My niggas ain't gonna love me if I say that. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. Nah, my mama gonna hate it if I say that. My mama gonna hate if she see that. I used to say that. But I'll tell y'all what, y'all, no more. I proclaim that today. No more. You guys have opened up my eyes to a lot. And I want to thank y'all. This school here, this school that I have been alluding to all day, you guys have showed me that it's no different than the school that I went to. It's no different than the school of hard knocks. It's no different than my elementary school, my middle school, and my high school. You either gonna play it up or not. Because you know what? Don't they put the cutest couple and the most likely to get married and all that good stuff in the high school
Yearbook.
yearbook?
Yeah.
All that cool stuff. It's just how it is. Those usually it's usually the high school quarterback and the cheerleader, or the basketball player and the cheerleader. You know, and then and we make them America's power couple, and they walk around and hey, only the few that can withstand all of the stuff that comes at them every day and still persevere, right? Only the few are the ones that make it. Because it's not like a if everybody was supposed to make it, it'd just be one door that we all walk through. Or however many careers there are in life, there would just be all those doors for you to walk through. But it's not that. There's obstacles, there's challenges, there's things that you have to go up against. There's things that you have to just persevere against. It doesn't matter if you're fat, it doesn't matter if you're skinny, it doesn't matter if you're black, it doesn't matter if you're white, Chinese, it doesn't matter if you're fast, slow, because at the end of the day, it's not a timed race. It's not a time challenge. It's just a challenge that you have to finish. It's a challenge that you have to complete. And of course, there's everything on the side where you can just walk off and stop and be right there. right there where you at. But you're never going to get to the next level until you jump right back on that course, right back in those classes, and study up to get to the next level. If you get back on the course and you start going over the obstacles, you start running the tracks, then you go to the next level. And if you're comfortable with stopping off every few years, every year, every month, whatever you can do, you do it. But you bust your tail. And you don't expect it to be a time thing. Like, hey.
What do you mean? Don't expect it to be a time thing.
Because
so
like,
it's just an indefinite.
It's an indefinite thing. Right? I mean, like, honestly, me doing radio, me being an artist, that's not something that people gonna look next year and be like, oh, Sixxcess don't do radio, he not an artist no more. Even when I turn 60, 70, 80 years old, if I'm not rapping, they expect to still probably hear me on the radio, still expect to hear me on the podcast, because that's indefinite. Or they expect me to leave that lineage to someone else to follow me. I mean, why is John Madden football so big today? Because he was able to keep his name on it and bring along everybody else, and they can keep on being a part of the tradition. Do you think we would have bought it if that John had said something else football and not John Madden? Probably not. Probably wouldn't have gave it a chance. You know? So like this is about leaving legacies. Your whole life is about leaving legacies. No matter what it is you do, no matter how young it, that's why now the younger people are being called legends when they die young. They're getting that legendary status faster because the reality of it is there's a lot of people 40, 50, 60 walking around and have never even smelt success because they gave up the race. They gave up the course. And a lot of these younger people have reached the plateaus. They've never given up the course. I watched the Colin Kaepernick series in its entirety. And when I tell you this, I'm a big believer now, and we get what we ask for as long as we work for it. And I liked that Colin Kaepernick showed one thing. He persevered through everything to get what he wanted. Right? Through everything that he portrayed in that TV series, it showed no matter what, if I keep going, I'm going to get my goal and get exactly what I asked for. No matter when it seems darkest, no matter when everybody has turned their back on me, no matter when I'm all alone on that course, if I keep going, I will get what I asked for. And the proof that the time is never the issue. It's all about keep on going. Because even when someone tell you that you missed your mark, this life, this track that we on is a circle. And only thing changes on that circle is how people look and or where people are. Right? So you're going to always catch your mark again as soon as you get back to it. And you can learn, you can either go past it and jump to another level, or you can stop at that mark that you wanted to catch. It's not a time thing. Because even when all the calls and all the moves and everything was already shut down for Colin, it was over. Last second, he got the call. So he worked hard. And that's what we all have to do. And the sad thing about it is our youth understand that way more than we do now. Our youth are running around, got Bitcoin companies, got their own NFT companies, thousandaires, YouTubers, killing it on YouTube, gamers, killing it on video games, making millions and millions of dollars of merely the things that we call child's play or we call fun or relaxed time. A kid while you're on relaxed time playing your game, there's another kid possibly on the other line on the same system network with you playing it for his livelihood and saving his whole family. And I ask you, what makes you any different from that kid? Well, we already know it's the commitment. It's the willingness that that kid put in, the hours that that kid put in to get recognized to be right, right? We already know that you had to get up and go to work in the morning, or you had to do this, whatever the case may be. I mean, look, they always depict those really good gamers as the people in the TV shows, as the people that when their mom say, your dinner's ready, Mom, I'll get it in a little bit. You know, nothing stops them from the grind.
Right.
They always depict them as that. And I was a heavy gamer in the league. Blah, blah, blah. Hackers, same way. There is no. These are the people that they depict as the smartest people in the world. But yeah, we ask ourselves, how can I be the smartest person in the world and not put in the same amount of work? It's kind of interesting. How can we get paid as artists, but we not at the shows to show them we should be getting paid? And we already know that you get paid for your performances from your PROs. So if you're doing what you got to do a consistent time frame, before you know it, the checks are rolling in. And if you're continuing on your path, then the checks keep rolling in. Of course, you do a lot of other things in between. If y'all want to know what those things are, y'all can always hit me up in my inbox, and I'll gladly help y'all out with
So this topic has been coming back up for the past couple of weeks, and it's about one of your favorite DMV artists, Wale, and basically his decision to leave ROC Nation. So I just caught a glimpse of the interview, and basically he was saying something about he was losing money,
yeah,
as opposed to gaining money. And I just really was just trying to get your perspective on that, because I didn't understand how, if you're being backed by such a big entity, which is supposed to help elevate your music career, how could that in turn into debt?
So this is amazing, because I'm so glad that you asked this question. That's everyone watching. This is about to be a shocker to you. Record labels are banks.
Okay.
So it's like when you go get a house, you say, I need this, I'm gonna get a house built, and in 30 years I'll pay it back. Or in 5 years I'll pay it back. Stop paying on it, right? Well, let's just be real here. If I go out here and say I need $100,000 to fund my project, and you're expecting me to make $100,000 back, and I'm not doing that, then we have a problem, right? But then you get into a situation where someone says, you know what, I like that kid. Let me take his $100,000 and we'll get it back. Maybe he's just with the wrong team, but I like this kid. So let me give him some money. Here's $100,000 to you, and surely he knows what to do with the money. Now I'm gonna give you $300,000. Now there you go. Now there's another deal, but you're out of your old deal, thankfully, but you're in another one because you want to be respected. You're thinking that you're getting a little bit more respect, but these people are seeing an investment, and they're hoping that you're learning the game and learning the moves. But then you show again, it comes back around, and you didn't do it. You didn't make up the slack. So now people are like, shit, someone else you're still likable. You're still you. People still thinking that, okay, he didn't know. Okay, he's learning. Because mind you now, these people are still making money off of him. It's just until you make what you said you was going to make. Man, remember that good old thing I told y'all about? Units equals sales. So if you're promised to sell 100,000 units and you're only selling 80,000, 90,000, then for every project you're left with, if you got 100,000 units and you'll sell 80,000, you're left with 20,000 units that you owe. If you go out there and you work on another project while still owing 20,000 units, which could, let's just say 20,000 is like 200,000. Okay, let's say that like that. Let's just throw that number out there. 20 units, 200,000. And you're still out there with that old, and someone else gives you money to work on another project, you still owe up on 20 projects. Even if you deliver on your next project, 9 times out of 10, that never covers the initial 20. And every time you continue taking money, these people are never going to say to you, hey, we're not going to make our publishing side. We're not going to make our contractual side. You gave us 10%. If we giving you 20% or whatever the case may be, we giving you 10%, whatever the case may be. I've seen some deals as low as 3% that the label's giving the artist. So you got to think about that. That is where you have to make your money from, not from the money that's the 100% pie. You got to be making it from that 3% on sales and stuff like that. They're not doing that. So when you talk about these junks are losing you money, well, yeah, if every time you're projecting this is going to be the one that breaks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, yeah, he has platinum singles. He has #1 records. But at the end of the day, are these units really moving like that to where, you know the money has come in off of units sold? And the reality of the matter is, that's the hard question. That's the question that you can't answer. You know what I'm saying? These artists are not opening up their books when they're complaining about owing money, but they're saying, or losing money, but they're saying exactly what is we should know. They're paying out of their own pockets when they can't deliver. And they're not touring. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. And some of them may be in deals where they can't tour unless they meet a certain obligation. And that could be because the label is not getting percentages of their tours. So with that, they're not going to allow you to make money, and they're not making money. But the idea of what these artists have to learn how to do is the blueprint been put out in front of you. Buy your units. I mean, a wise man would have told Wale to buy his own 20,000 right there, or whatever, right? Or his own however many more units he needed. Another wise man may have said, hey, finish out your tour. Do another tour off of this project to make up the rest of the units. You know, double up some stuff. I don't know. I would have advised him to, possibly work with a better marketing team. But who knows?
I just want to double back on something we was talking about earlier. So basically, don't expect to go mainstream if you're fully independent.
If you want to stay fully independent, don't expect you can't go mainstream. No, don't expect to go mainstream. It's not gonna happen. If you haven't,
no back at all.
It's not happening. Even if you can have a hit record, you can have a hit record, but the minute that record breaks, it's going to become time for shows and things like that. And yeah, you may hit those shows. There's going to come time for mass promotion and mass marketing. And yeah, you may be able to hit those mass marketing points. But at the end of the day, if you think that your sound that you have come out there with and your style, they're going to make another you, and then you're going to be gone because the industry. I'm just telling y'all, I'm not trying to be funny, but if you don't play along, they're going to replace you with another person that sounds like you, probably from your neighborhood. And then there's going to be that artist who said that he stole my sound, and everybody going to be trying to tell you, oh, nah, he really sound like Lil Mike from the hood. Lil Mike been killing shit for years. Well, you never heard that Lil Mike song? I don't know. I did hear Lil Walker. Lil Walker killing it. I know. Look, Lil Mike, I ain't hear Lil Mike, but I heard Mike Walker killing it. You know what I'm talking about? Because they sure not gonna do it. You tell them. You think that's crazy enough? Do you think it was a reason? I'm gonna go all back to Michael Jackson. Why he took the moonwalker? Why he didn't bring no little kids on stage? You know what I'm talking about? He saw it and he took it. They wasn't industry. He said, ooh. Let me take this, right? Because that's how the industry works. If you think that you're gonna walk down there, they're gonna come to you first. Hey, you wanna do this? You wanna work with us? You wanna write? You wanna change up your look? You wanna, you know? And then and your answers moving forward will determine where it is you gonna go and what it is you gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And the sad thing about it is, too many people are afraid to answer the bell. To answer the bell. We don't have a lot of Travis Scotts walking around. Why is Travis Scott the biggest artist in the world right now? Because when he first started out, he was walking in everybody's studio, giving them the best records. Why is Kanye West the biggest producer in the world right now? Why? Because when he was trying to get on, he was walking into everybody's studio, giving them the best records. You gotta understand that. The top dogs in this game gave way more than you ever given. Giving away a lot more than you have ever given away. And will still give away even after you stop giving away. So, I mean, we got to real life ask ourselves, people, what we going to do? I know one thing for sure, two things for certain. I know I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get y'all there. It's a nice size bus. But I'm trying to tell y'all, man, a lot of y'all artists are not a lot of y'all artists are not doing the paperwork right, man. You're not taking your time to getting that done. You're not taking your time to get the business done. And honestly, it's costing y'all a lot. It's costing y'all a lot. And the sad thing is, man, I'm realizing now, here and now, I promise to speak faithfully. I promise to speak true. And I'm going to tell y'all really what to do. Because I don't know if y'all be listening to me, but everything that I've been saying for the last year now has come true. Everything that I've been saying for the last year has come true. I told y'all when Cardi B came out that she was going to be the number one, that she was going to be the queen of the rap game. And here it is, a year later, they calling her queen of the rap game. Well, 3 years later, they calling her the queen of hip hop. I told y'all she was changing the landscape. We're going to take it over. I told y'all that Kanye West was going to be the richest person in this rap game. And y'all was calling me crazy. I told y'all there was going to be a whole lot of artists talking about their indie. And it's time to start exposing them for their backings. And look at what's happening right now. 2 main artists claiming they indie, exposed for their backing. And I told y'all, I said, I ain't gonna tell y'all because I don't want y'all to think I'm hating on artists. That's what I said to y'all, and I hope y'all find that clip. But I said, I'm not hating on these artists, but they have backings. And with a backing, it's kind of unfair that you're gonna say you're indie when there's artists like me who literally, if I want to put out a project, I have to set out that budget of how much I'm going to spend a month in the studio, how much I'm going to spend a month on my marketing program, how much I'm going to spend a month on my campaigning, how much I'm going to commit to taking my flights to shows, booking my own tickets and Airbnbs and stuff like that. Like, that's real indie. Setting up my own shows, not having somebody up that joint. Hey, yeah, you got a show here. Your tour starts on the 21st, 30 days. That's not indie. That is handled and structured. And honestly, people, I don't care about anybody out here that want to challenge me on this because I just want y'all to tell me how much money have you put up on yourself. Because honestly, you ain't indie. If you ain't put up no money on yourself, you ain't indie. You a hobbyist.
A hobbyist.
You are a hobbyist. As a matter of fact, I don't even want to call you a hobbyist. You are merely just someone wasting everybody's time. Because a hobbyist, he puts money behind his hobbies. They out there finding all the pieces, finding all the parts. They may not want to sell it, but they spend a whole lot of money on making sure they find it. But y'all not even hobbyists. Y'all just wasting time. Y'all just trying to be seen. Y'all are real clout chasers. Every artist out here that don't have an ass cap, every artist out here that don't have a BMI or ass cap or SoCal or CSAT, any artist out here that does not have a publishing administration company running their publishing and handling all their business like that, any artist out here not with Sound Exchange, not with Song Trust or whatever like that, and all these other companies, you are wasting everybody's time and you are a clout chaser. If you're just putting videos on YouTube and United Masters and stuff like that, you are a clout chaser. You are the clout chaser by exact definition of what clout chasing is. You're only doing it. You do anything for likes. Do anything for likes. And now y'all life just got better because there's no more dislike button on the YouTube. So now you can drop your videos and no one can tell you that they dislike them. They have to actually type it out.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought I still saw the dislike button.
Oh, you got the button, but you can't press it.
Why not?
Well, I guess they don't want people jumping off the building because of 1,000 dislikes on that damn YouTube video. I'll allow it. I thought about jumping off the roof one day. I saw one of my videos had one dislike button, and I was like, duh, duh, duh. I was ready to go. I was ready to end it all. I said, take this fucking video down. Someone dislikes it. This is shit. You know, so I totally get it. But one thing I don't get is I'm trying to tell you, like, I don't get all these artists that's talking about any artist out here doing it for clout, you ain't gonna never get paid. And if you do get a couple dollars, congratulations. Congratulations. But I guarantee you that you'll never quit your job or stop hustling or whatever it is you're doing. A lot of you rappers out here hustling and thinking that that's what rap life about, selling weed and holding guns and selling crack and coke and all that shit. You thinking that's the rap life? I mean, it may be, but you know all those rappers is like dead or not on top of the game right now. And don't tell me Jay-Z, y'all, because you ain't gonna find nobody to ever say Jay-Z sold them nothing. Jay-Z may talk about it all he won't. But you ain't gonna never find somebody say, man, when Jay-Z was around, I used to get the best shit. You never gonna find that person. I mean, like, it just don't happen. You don't get to that status with those type of people, you know, remembering good things like that. Nah, it just don't happen. That shit is fabricated. And even if the man did sell, even if the man got into a situation one day where he may have walked something and sold something one day, he wasn't a man. It's not like you know, like, oh yeah, let's go get the crack from Jay-Z. Those real people don't leave the block. They don't leave. They become Nino Brown and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. He probably was a worker bee. And I think every black man in the city, every black man in the city will experience either being a worker bee or scared of the worker bee at some point in their life. That's why I got my kids to the country. You know? Because it's like a rites of passage. You're going to meet the worker bee. You're going to meet the guy who wants to make you work in the city. Yeah, the music business ain't no different. The music business ain't no different. Everything is a big show. Everything is an antic. And the most antics win. The smartest antics make the most money. The coolest antics has the biggest crews, the biggest gangs, and be the most popular. The weirdest antics, well, they seem to become the legends and mold the game and change the future. So you gotta think about what antics you want to be, what road you want to take, and travel it. Because honestly, I'm tired of everybody and their excuses on why they not where they want to be. All of y'all sound like that Darnell Jones record, Where I Want to Be. And I'm quite frankly over it. So I'm throwing out everybody's wants. I don't want to hear what y'all want anymore. I don't want to hear what you know, what you think you know. I want to know where you want to go, where you're trying to get. I don't want to hear. I want to know where you're going. Where are you going? And if we ain't going in the same direction, then it could end everything even faster, make everything a lot better. A lot better. You know? You see, I had to wear my favorite shirt today, Dingbats. I love this place. I went back to Dingbats a couple of weeks ago. We need to do something up there. We need to do our thing.
I heard
Yeah,
it was I heard a few other people were throwing events up there.
yeah, I love it.
Since the
I,
first actual showcase has been
when Rolling
uh
Loud happened, I went up there. I went up there when I was up there for Rolling Loud.
how was it?
I loved it. I didn't go to Rolling Loud. Rolling Loud was too crazy.
Yeah. No, you told me. I was saying about the spot because I heard it's been outside of the people that we did the first show with.
Yeah.
I heard it's other groups of people now up there doing showcases.
Oh, you know
Have
what?
you had a chance to check out
I
any
have
other
not. No.
organized showcases up there?
There was a band up there the night that I was there, but I didn't catch the band. I ended up just chilling with Fred over at Dingo's, and man, it was a nice environment. Now I'm trying to get my music in jukeboxes.
You
that's
trying to get
that's journey. That's my next move right there. Get the music in the jukebox.
that would be nice because
Yeah,
there's a lot of country towns that still use jukebox.
yeah, and they need a little bit of success in their life. You
Mhm.
know, my album That's So Six to finally passed 1 million streams all together, so that's pretty lit. Um, yeah, that's pretty lit. Like so now, definitely the sky is the limit. Are you looking forward to Kanye West Drink Champs Part Two? Did you
What?
watch Part Two of Drink Champs?
No, I didn't watch part one either. I
You
still have to get
guys,
caught up.
you guys to get caught up on that because he said a lot of stuff on that show that was pretty interesting as well. Like I ain't gonna lie, I'm sitting up here like, what is happening? Now I know what y'all waiting for today. My Huffington Post. Well. My Huffington Post is back indeed, but it's not a story that you would think. So y'all know those gummy candies?
The THC ones.
Yes.
Hmm.
Well, Halloween was, around the corner recently, and those were back in play. Those
Okay.
little gummies. Those little things are amazing. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? And I gotta tell y'all, if y'all looking for some gummies like that up there in the DMV area, I need to do a plug right now. Gas or Rust, those gummies were amazing. All right. And I was up in the DMV area a while ago, and I ended up getting me some trees while I was there. Now, Jezabel, I gotta tell you, I don't know why I'm a little upset with you because I found out that you stay in a certain area in which I was in. Now,
Oh, here in Maryland.
yes, when I was there,
Oh,
yes. And I had the pleasure of being in that area and I was partaking in your trees. Now, I
this
want
can't
to
be
tell
a
y'all,
Huffington Post.
yes, this is. Yes, this is.
You definitely
Because
can't be
let
putting.
me tell you why I am upset with my city of Beltsville. Because
And I'm
you,
actually in College Park, but that's my neighbor. That's my neighbor.
yeah, so Hyattsville, Beltsville,
College Park.
yeah, we grab up a lot of different flavors as we're making our way up to Rolling Loud. And I was surely in place for a great time because I'm like, hey, we're good, everyone's good. They just got some gas, we just got some gas. Let's all have good gas, man. But there was a problem. See, when we got in New Jersey, we did this thing called Sit the Tree on the Table. And this is where things got kind of tricky. Because, see, no one wanted to reach in the tree that was for them. They only wanted to reach in the tree that was for me. Because shout out to my guy, J Money Gibbs, who decided to make sure that when I got off the plane, I had good certified gas. And I was quite happy with that gas. It made me all the way to Jersey, and I set it down to partake with my friends who had gas. And guess what, guys? Guess what they did? The technical foul of all put Huff on the table for me and Wale, and they reached in minds and pretty much disregarded their Huff. They huffed, they puffed, and they had enough. They were so upset with their tree that they put it back in the bag. They actually hid it the rest of the weekend. Now, I'm no stranger to people wanting to hide bad weed, but I'm like, listen, these are rules. You got bad weed, you don't take it off the table. You roll up bigger J's, okay? You don't sit up there trying to start rolling up little J's with my good shit and thinking that this is a good time and this is a party and we all together in this, because we ain't together in this. This isn't an all for one, one for all situation, because you, Musketeer, you have dropped the ball. Like while we're all fighting the people in front of us and to our side, you let us get stabbed in the back by smoking up all the good stuff and leaving us to fend for our own. Now, let me tell you what was the most horrible part about this. I decided to say, you know what? I'm going to try to save a J for the ride home. And that's the J that always seals the deal. And anytime I smoke and I want to fight, then I know it's a bad night. So, to that guy that did that with that Huff, you know who you are. Now, what I won't do is call out your name because you're a businessman. But what I will do is say that if y'all are in Hyattsville and there's a company there that is promoting their stuff, make sure you ask for the top tier and not the freebies, not the giveaway prices, okay? And always shop on the top of the list, not at the bottom. If it says a special, that means you specially don't want it. All right? Now, I have given y'all today's Huffington Post. And with that, I hope that Mr. who's definitely bought all that bad weed and then had the audacity to try to sell it to us after he smoked up all our house, I would not be going on another trip with you.
Oh, he was with you?
Yeah. I would not be going on another trip with him ever again. So that is how the cookie crumbles on this week's Huffington Post.
I can't come to Hyattsville defense. I can't come to Beltsville's defense. But I will tell you, we do got some good bud here and there in College Park. You just got to know who to call. You got to know where to go. But I've become picky. Like now, people be like, "You want Zara or you want OG?" I'm like, I need a name. I need a name. I need to be able to Google this shit. I want to know what I'm getting into. So yeah, I'm definitely. That's a horrible experience. Ooh,
definitely. Definitely.
See, but I don't really, it's not that I don't smoke with people because I'm stingy or whatever. But sometimes I feel like smoking with other people just be redundant, especially if your weed might not be as good as mine.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just kind of like, no, I'm okay. I'll just smoke my own.
Yeah.
Just to avoid that type of mess. You know what I'm saying? So, let's talk about. That's so sad, but y'all, that was definitely a crazy story. Versus
Bone Thugs and Harmony versus
3-6 Mafia.
Now, let me get this straight. This has not happened yet, right?
No, it should be happening. I need to put This is when I
Notification
would,
on.
yeah, I definitely would because I would be sitting there. I am a die-hard 3-6 Mafia fan.
So you are going for 3-6 Mafia to win?
Definitely, but I love Bone Thugs too. But like
Bone
three
Thugs and
six,
Harmony has 3 songs.
3-6 is like really like the let me see that tongue ring, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Set a
that's
club up, thugs.
yeah, that's
Like this
ratchet
shit
music.
about to be lit.
Yeah. Hey, they're the pioneers of ratchet music. They should not be going against the Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Man,
Honestly, Bone Thugs and Harmony need to bow out of this. Give this to another turned up group like, I don't know, maybe Luke and them. Let the Luke 2 Live Cool something go up against 3-6 Mafia. I don't know. Somebody that really was crunk turned of the day, maybe like Lil Jon and them, the East Side
yeah,
Boys.
I think Lil Jon and but see they catalog. I don't know.
Man, I don't know. But I think that now Bone Thugs got their foot in their mouth. They gotta go against the Migos. They gotta.
What is up with this? This beef ain't over yet.
No, they gotta get mocked by the Migos before they can get mocked by 3-6 Mafia, who has an Oscar, by the way. And
it already happened, I think.
It already happened.
No. Let me.
It ain't happened yet.
No, they just. It's gonna be on December 2nd. December 2nd.
My old radar would have already went off. You know how old that Joan is? You know how crazy that is? It's right by my grandmother's birthday. I know she gonna love it. Grandma gonna love that. Tear the club up. One more time, Grandma. For me.
Yo, I'm gonna have I don't know what I'm gonna be drinking that night, but I'm gonna definitely be tuned in for sure. Like, and I don't really care about the verses like that. But this one, Gucci and Jeezy was a must, and 3-6 and whoever is a must. I'm waiting for that Busta Rhymes and Twista versus. That's who Busta needs to go against. He needs to go against Twista. Okay. I think that would be nice. Like that would be top notch.
Yeah, Trilla got to set that up. I would like to see that one. I would like to see that one. I'm not gonna lie to you though. I'm not watching the Bone Thugs and Harmony 3-6 Mafia but versus. I will have all the updates though, because I'm sure the wife will watch it. And if I'm around when she's watching it, I will see it. I will see all of the clips. I will be typing in versus hashtag versus on Instagram, watching all of the clips to see what the outfits they wear, see what songs they do or don't do. And I will be listening to the banter on Old Book. However, I'm not a big fan of Bone Thugs and Harmony. I've really never been a fan of Bone Thugs and Harmony. They got about 5 songs though, so I don't see how I can make it through 20 of them. No. I'm just saying they got the one with Biggie, the one with Pac, Crossroads, First of the Month, and that other song.
Thuggish Bone.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Thuggish Bone. There it is.
For the love of money. For the love of money.
Okay.
Like, oh my God, can't wait. Oh my God.
So we got about 6. All right, we got about 6 songs. We got 6 songs.
That ain't gonna go. I can't wait. Yeah. This is my era, y'all. This is my era.
They might make it to 10. You know, you said my era. Jezabel, what you got coming up this week? It's crazy.
I'm cooking up a We Litt Wednesday, y'all. This is just gonna be an hour show. The only thing is I will be doing this on Facebook and Instagram live.
Yay.
Of the music. Don't want to get copyright for YouTube, so unfortunately, guys, I have to take the show. It will either be it's going to be live on Live 365. You can also access that through our website, www.bossbizent.com, or you could just, Boss Biz Radio on Instagram and Boss Biz ENT. I think it's Boss Biz on Facebook. Anyway, tune in. I will be playing DMV music, also independent artists that's not from the DMV area. If you send me your music, I'll be playing that as well. It depends because it's turn up hour, so music gotta be lit. You know what I'm saying? So of course I got that going on. Content. And we're going to be talking about the midweek mess. Also I have a segment called Who Asked You? So basically, I know y'all don't give a fuck about my opinion, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. So tune in for Who Asked You. And of course, I'm bringing back Whole Truth, but it's going to be a different spin on the Whole Truth. Also, guys, I'm still trying to get that late night show worked up for you guys. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to do 3 a.m. or 1 a.m. Y'all tell me.
All right. So you about to do a poll on your page on your IG about
That,
that?
well, no. That's also going to be slow jams that night. That's going to be talking about love, relationships, and more. Of course, sex. That is always a hot topic. We don't talk enough about it. So
Y'all already see they got me talking about marriage and stuff on this show today, and y'all already know where I stand with it. So I'm gonna definitely let me know about that one. 3 o'clock in the morning. All right.
I mean, I'm still doing my polls on the
That's the
time.
that's the devil's hour.
I think either I was thinking 11 p.m. When people getting off of work at that second shift, maybe 12. But I don't know. I don't know. It depends on what the survey says. Definitely this Wednesday. This Wednesday, though, make sure y'all tune in at 7 p.m. for the
Yeah,
3 hours.
y'all already know. Definitely lock those notifications in for that. If y'all ain't following Boss Bitch, you tripping. And if you ain't hitting that like and subscribe button, you tripping. And if you ain't tuned in on my iHeart Radio show every day, 10 to 2, you definitely tripping. I will be back there in the morning, like clockwork, on that set of notifications. Hey, so I ain't gonna hold you, Jezabel. Today's conversation got so spicy that I didn't even finish my J. So, what that means is, at this time, my ashes are already flicked. I've thrown a J in an ashtray, but I'm about to finish this one. And we out.
Bye, y'all. Have a good week. Thanks for watching.
See you Monday.
Yeah.